Yo, what's up, YouTube? All right, so going into this trade recap from today. First of all, markets have been just crazy since FOMC yesterday, but it is December 11th, 2025, day after FOMC. And let's jump into the recap. So first and foremost, this is the trade that I caught today after missing my initial trade idea, unfortunately, which would have been much cleaner and much easier. But it is what it is. Here is the P&L for the day for these 5 accounts, 3,175 across these 5. This trade was taken on live stream, but let's go to E-mini and just go over everything that was happening from start to finish. All right, so go to replay mode here. Just go right after open. So right after market open, we see that if you're just looking at the overnight trading, obviously Asia session was ridiculous. I mean, we literally from Asia high to Asia low, 300 points, overall 1% sell off in Asia. I was pretty discouraged when I saw this last night and going into this morning, just because whenever we get like large moves overnight, I feel it's just more likely that New York AM session is going to be lower probability conditions for the most part. And when you're in a wide range like this, and then you're kind of forced to trade internally of that range, it can just create a level of difficulty. But here you can see, if I turn on the sessions here, right? So London was completely internal range of Asia. Prior to market open, we see price trade up on NQ above Asia range high, Asia kill zone high. And then we see price right at open essentially start selling off. And we see price start just melting towards this London low. It was a little bit tricky just because, like, if you're watching all 3 indices, ES, NQ, and YM was mooning this entire time. So while NQ was melting, YM was mooning, and then ES was kind of stagnant for a while until we started like really selling off. So this is, we'll just drop down to like a 5-minute chart. And I'll kind of show you guys. So as the opening range is kind of starting to play out, we start melting down through London lows. At this point, our eyes were on Asia low at 383. And you guys can see right as price is getting ready to turn into 10 a.m. So this is 9:55 a.m. candle right here. All right. Literally, we open up at 10. We take out the hourly low. And we immediately reverse. All right. So let me go back 1 candle just to not give anything away. So I'm watching this as the hourly, let's drop down to a 1 minute. I'm watching this obviously on live stream, and you know, as the hour opens up right there, boom, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, wouldn't it just be so fitting for price to generate more liquidity above Asia low, inverse here, and then rally? And this was my first initial trade idea. So let's see here. Was it this next candle? Yep. Literally right at the like last 5-10 seconds of this candle, we went from like down here to all the way above and creating this inversion. So my initial idea was this: limit set right at the inversion retest, stop down here. And I was looking to target this first presented fair value gap that was unmitigated in premium of the range, right? But there was a 5-minute fair value gap above this candle wick high, so right below London low. And my plan was I wanted to get triggered into this trade and then long this into this 5-minute bearish gap and then go break even, just in case we hit the 5-minute gap and then get that final push to Asia low. Now I put my limit here and it didn't even matter because we never pulled back like at all. So got left behind here on this candle. When we hit the 5-minute gap, I took the limit off. It doesn't really matter because price just rallied anyway. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just a beautiful trade missed, unfortunately. So had to be patient, had to wait. And And as price is kind of chopping around up here, chopping around. At this moment, ES was running these highs to the left. So ES was running all of that out. So we were creating a bearish SMT going into 1030. So let me just keep fast forwarding here. And we're watching this, watching this, watching this. This is a 15-minute gap. If I show you guys 15-minute gap that we're running into here at the same time on NQ. And basically, when I was trying to find an entry, I was waiting for this 5-minute. So I'm waiting for this 5-minute gap to inverse. So I'm not shorting into it, and then we hold, and then I'm wrong, and we go higher. So I was waiting for this. Obviously, this 5-minute candle does not inverse. I don't take inversions when the candle closes still in the gap, or even if it's below 50%. I know some people, they'll take a inversion like this if a candle closes below 50% of a gap, but I just don't prefer that because that has backfired on me plenty of times. So I just wait for the full inversion at this point. I just don't mind waiting anymore, to be honest. And then watch this next 5-minute candle. We expand lower. In the last minute of this candle, it comes all the way back up and it closes in the gap. So I'm like, well, shit. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting longer, right? So next 5-minute candle is a close of a 15-minute candle as well. We're getting into 1045. So boom, we get this nice, strong close, and now I'm looking for entry. I scaled into the 1 minute, and with the new 15-minute candle open, we had this open 1 minute fair value gap that was left right there. So I went ahead and I had set my sell limit right here inside the 1 minute gap, and stop loss was above here, the 5-minute fair value gap candle, and then was looking to initially target this breakaway gap down here on the 1 minute chart. So this big breakaway gap is where I was looking to target, and then potentially leave runners to external low and Asia low. And obviously I'll kind of get into how this ends up playing out. So obviously I'll just fast forward here. Boom. Enter the trade. It's an immediate reaction, right? At this point, when we take out this low here, this was a unmitigated 5-minute gap. So this was an open 5-minute fair value gap. At this point, I went break even. Also, the thing that I was thinking is, if I'm wrong and we do ultimately bounce and hunt new highs, this was also discount of the range, right? So we're below 50% of this impulse, and we're in a 5-minute fair value gap that is in discount of the range. Now, on stream, as price sells off in the next 5-minute candle, I exit my trade essentially right at this 5-minute gap fill for a partial. I took a partial profit here. I did not hold for the full target, just mainly because when you get a move like this, and I don't know if this is just experience, discretion, I don't know what you'd want to call it, I guess, but it's just when you get such a clean move that is so fast, and you just know that it's not going to be, there's going to be retracements. At bare minimum, there's going to be retracements most of the time. So it's just how my mind has kind of started to work. This was a 101 point move in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not even 6 minutes. And at this point, it's just yeah, I got to take a partial. I got a partial on that. That would be ridiculous to not partial on that. At this moment as well, I'm looking at ES. ES at this particular moment had just reached 50% of its range. So now both indices are rebalanced. So I took a partial. I was in 6 micros. I'll just go back to MNQ. I was in 6 micros. I took 3 off at 462 and 3/4. 3 off there for 95, 96 points. And then, yeah, this came all the way back. I ended up closing it here before getting stop break even. So I got a little extra, $50. But yeah, that was it, man. So this was the trade. A really crazy day today, honestly. And it's really what are we going to do from here? I don't know. Look at this 5-minute chart. This is crazy. But yeah, I mean, if I would have been able to catch this first trade and I didn't set a limit if I would have just market executed instead of setting a limit, I would have hit this fine. and I would have been done. I would not have even tried to catch a short. I would have taken this up to this first presented fair value gap, and I would have been riding high. I would have been riding high, been done for the day, but luckily was able to stay patient and caught this retrace down. Didn't get the full delivery. Leaving these lows for a later date is what it's looking like, to be honest. Crazy. Did we leave equal lows here? Bruh. We literally just left equal lows on NQ and ES right there. That's crazy. Huh. Now we're flying again. Wow. Yeah, dude, what a weird day. Honestly, weird day. Green is green. I'll take it, I guess. But yeah, man, that's how everything went today. Hopefully the breakdown kind of helps show you guys like kind of the thought process like at each point today. You could have definitely made money both directions today. Pretty seamlessly, I want to say, but yeah, definitely also not the easiest day because you could have framed both sides pretty much at all times. So anyway, boys, yeah, if you made it this far in the video, comment. I don't know. Comment WTF NASDAQ. WTF NQ. Comment WTF NQ. Or comment whatever else. I can't think of a good keyword to use right now. And my phone's blowing up. So I gotta get going here. But appreciate you, boys and girls. Hit the like button. I'll be back live on stream tomorrow. Good luck. Happy trading, ladies and gents.